Alright, commence reviewing. This is Digimon Cross Wars Tsuwamon, and of course he was featured again in Boy Hunters Who Leap Through Time, that pathetic attempt of a sequel. Really, Tageru was rather lacking. Tsuwamon was still amazing though. At any rate, this is his box. This is the Cross Wars version of him, so it features the Tsuwamon on his back. And as you can see, Damemon turns into Tsuwamon, though it's really not an evolution until Boy Hunters. Really, his disguise becomes his downgraded form. How they managed to do that, I have no idea, but apparently he needed to chill Shinka for some reason. That's his box. He transforms with Dark Nightamon to form Masao Nightamon, and in effect he basically turns into a lame cannon. But still, it's a combination, so it works. Okay, that's the box, made of real cardboard, etc. Comes with the Digimemory, Awsomon, really cool Dragon Digimon. Rather useful Digimemory too, when used with the cross-loader. Rather effective, electrocutes a bunch of random enemies. One of my 3 favorite chips. Not chips, but Digimemories. Sorry, I've been doing too much Rockman lately. At any rate, cool fact about the box. The figure barely fits inside of it. Like, literally, the box and the figure are about the same size. Not really, but you get the idea that he fits in the box rather tightly and compact. And I find it really nice and convenient that they didn't waste space. At any rate, he belongs to Team Twilight, or at least he does, till he dies. Then he doesn't belong anywhere but the dead. So, very nice Damemon. He looks Dame-ish from pretty much every point except the back. Even then, he still looks Dame-ish. So, pretty good. Also, side note, Dame means no, rather adamantly in Japanese. And it basically means no good, so he's saying no good all the time in a cheerful way. It's like saying hora, which means an angry or insistent hey in a cheerful voice. So it's like someone getting angry in a happy way. Anyway, you can see Tsuwamon on him. That's Tsuwamon, yay! At any rate, I'm not going to bother explaining all of his articulation and stuff like that, because you can see right now that he's decent. I mean, he can pretty much do this, and that's about it. Okay, on to the transformation part. This is my favorite part about the guy. He's the only Digivolving figure in the franchise. So to explain, I'm just going to separate him apart. Basically, flip his arms up like this, and take his legs, push them down like that, pull his mouth apart. Once again, I am ripping off one of my figure's heads. Expand that out, then rotate it around like that. At the back, even though they detailed the inside right there, they still have it flipped around. Then open it up here, push that back, and just like the other one, that is also detailed. And there's the bulk of the transformation right there. Next, twist his feet around like this. And then, of course, you can pretty much tell what's next. Pull the black pieces down, and there you pretty much have Tsuwamon. Only thing left to do is take off his weapons, which are conveniently located on his hands. Pull that off, and you can just reattach it. Now he grips it a different way. Here's a close-up of his weapon, and you can attach them to each other through the hole right there, which I'm going to do in a second. So there he has pick, sickle, attack thingies that you can use to attack the enemy by beating them with it, I suppose. And then you can take them off. They're made of rubbery plastic, actually mostly just rubber. Either that or really soft plastic. And you can take them, and they're basically exactly the same thing. They are exactly the same thing. And you can put them together like this. So now Tsuwamon holds the weapons slightly differently. Same grip, and cool fact, his wrist moves. He basically has the best arm out of any of the figures. I mean, it rotates like this, it rotates like this. It doesn't have an annoying clicking sound. His legs are good. They can support practically anything. He, of course, has decent ankles. They can go out decently far, and his knees bend. So in effect, he has the best he has the best articulation of any of the Crosswars figures, in addition to being self-sufficient transforming. So he's in effect like one of the second best of the entire figures. The other one would be the Diddly Nightmon and Diddly Tsuwamon set, because those are the best also. Actually, they really are the best. At any rate, this guy is fairly self-sufficient, and that's about it for him. That's his transformation and stuff, and his articulation. You can pose him in a variety of methods. Just going to crazily invent one like this. Yay, that's Deadly Tsuwamon for you. In a really deadly Tsuwamon fashion. Intimidating. Yeah. At any rate, decent figure. But I'm not going to tell you to get him yet, because although you probably already figured that out, that I like the guy, and that if you like the guy also, you should probably get him, because they're really cheap right now on eBay. First, we're going to show off his transformation ability. And he combines with his master, I suppose, Dark Nightmon. And compared to Dark Nightmon, he's like this. That's the size difference. And my camera is low on power, so I'm going to speed this up. In order to transform, all you have to do is remove Dark Nightmon's weapon, and then take it apart like this. Breaks apart nicely. Keep that on. Flip Dark Nightmon's head back into his body. Push that back up. Dark Nightmon's pretty much at this point ready to go. Leaving him aside in order to fix up Tsuwamon. Push the arms to center, pull them up. Position the hands like this. Take off his weapon, which is actually a key part. It's actually the connector point for the transformation. Center up his feet like this. You really don't have to. You can position them anyway, but you need decent ground support for this transformation since it's rather bulky and pressured. Flip the hands up like this. There's a hole in there, and that hole looks like it will fit one thing. This lance. So you shove a lance into his arm. I'm rather violent today. Do so to the other one too. And then flip Deadly Tsuwamon's head around. And then remove Tsuwamon and put Tsuwamon down. You see he has eyes on his ears, while those eyes form a Nightmon's head. Next, you can flip these around if you want to, just to give it an extra boost. And then on the back, you see Damemon's eyes. Well, I don't like those eyes, so we're going to poke them out by shoving that into the hole. And likewise back there. And then we're going to take Dark Nightmon, and he's going to take this dumbbell, and he's going to attach it to Deadly Tsuwamon right there, conveniently holding it. Namely because that's the only spot they felt that they could put it when they were designing it, so they put it there. Next, take Dark Nightmon, turn his wrists in, have him grab onto the handles that Damemon was holding onto earlier. You can just slide them on rather than risk breaking Dark Nightmon's finger. And there you have it. That is pretty much Masao Nightmon, just taking Tsuwamon, putting it on the head, and it's good. And as my battery is literally about to die, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, this thing has pretty much no posability whatsoever, and it puts quite a bit of stress on his weapons. They have a tendency to bend, and it just doesn't fit well with me to have them pressured like that for long. So yeah, this transformation is like a side benefit to Tsuwamon. So this is Ultimate X. Subscribe, comment, do whatever you want. See you later. If you get the opportunity, these are the best ones in the entire series. So, ciao there.